Obviously, that's
the fight, but she's also in there with a singular generational talent in Claressa Shields, who is all over her right now. To look for openings, style a little bit here in round 8. There's a body shot from Shields, and another one. No knockout, but Claressa Shields plays the hits here in Motown.
The queen of boxing, Claressa Shields, has entered the cage, and she's already setting her sights on one target, the rising superstar, Dakota Ditcheva. This is more than just a fight. This is a collision between two worlds, boxing royalty versus MMA's most dangerous rising force.
Gliding and swimming through those shots. Oh my goodness!
Let's get straight to it. Claressa GWOAT Shields, the greatest woman of all time in boxing, just dropped a massive bombshell that sent shockwaves through the entire MMA community. Listen to what she said. "I've done everything in boxing. I just really wanted to see what could I do in my career that can make me be more of the greatest of all time. Like, how can you solidify it? And I've done everything in boxing. So for me, I was like, you know what? What about MMA?
I've done everything in boxing. I just really wanted to see what could I do in my career that can make me be more of the GWOAT, more of the greatest woman of all time. Like, how can you solidify it? And I've done everything in boxing. So for me, I was like, you know what? What about MMA?
Think about that for a second. This woman has nothing left to prove in boxing. She's beaten Savannah Marshall. She's beaten Marcella Cornol. She's undisputed. Multiple weight classes. 2-time Olympic gold medalist. And now, she wants to cement her legacy in MMA. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Listen to this confidence. "I came from boxing, and in boxing, I've always been pretty good. I've always felt like I was pretty dangerous as a woman, as a fighter. I can walk down the street at nighttime knowing that if somebody's messing with me, I can hold my own."
I came from boxing, and in boxing, I've always been pretty good. Fought against Savannah Marshall, beat her.
And the new undisputed.
Fought against Marcella Cornejo, beat her. I've always felt like I was pretty dangerous as a woman, as a fighter. I can walk down the street at nighttime knowing that if somebody messing with me, I can hold my own.
That's not just confidence. That's a fighter who knows her power. And Shields already made her PFL debut. And guess what? She won. Dominantly. She's not here to play. She's here to conquer.
Good left hand on the exit. You see the footwork. She adapted it for mixed martial arts. And here's a flurry. Referee looking closely. Kerry Hatley.
DeSantis is in trouble here. Yeah, and that body work in the first and second round is paying off.
Look at the disparity of the strikes as we look at the fight stats. Claressa Shields has landed almost 80 punches. Chelsea DeSantis registering 0 on the meter right now.
And everyone in the division knows exactly who she's eyeing next. Dakota Ditcheva, the undefeated fan favorite. The knockout artist with a Muay Thai background and one of the most brutal finishing rates in the entire PFL. Dakota has been destroying everyone in her path. Her clinch work is deadly. Her knees to the body are vicious. Her elbows are surgical. She's not just winning fights, she's ending careers. And now, Claressa Shields, the boxing legend, has entered her division. This isn't just about rankings anymore. This is about legacy. This is about who's really the most dangerous woman in combat sports. The entire PFL world is watching, and the pressure is mounting. Can Dakota defend her throne against a boxing icon who's hungry to prove she belongs in MMA?
Strong and a right hand.
Oh, big one.
Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hammer fake. Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva. Ditcheva!
Let's find out what Dakota had to say. When Dakota Ditcheva heard that Claressa Shields was coming for her division, she didn't back down, not even for a sec. Here's what she said. Right, so 2-1-25. I mean, she's doing unbelievable things in boxing, and I would 100% if that came to me, I would definitely take that. I mean, I'm not sure who they're going to put her with. She's had a little bit of MMA experience before as well, so it'll be interesting. I'm excited to see what they do with that super fight.
125 is, I mean, she's doing unbelievable things in boxing, and I would 100%, if that come to me, I would definitely take that. I mean, I'm not sure who they're going to put her with. She's had a little bit of MMA experience before as well, so it'll be interesting. I'm excited to see what they do with that super fight.
Did you catch that? I would 100% take that. No hesitation, no fear, pure confidence. But Dakota didn't stop there. She took to Twitter and sent a message that lit up social media. Dakota basically said, bring it on. She wants this fight. She's not running. She's not hiding. She's ready to prove that her MMA skills are levels above anything Claressa has faced in the cage.
Against the fence with body shots.
Combination again, punching her way out of these clinches.
Inaba not able to match speed on the outside.
Crashing in again.
Oh, beautiful knee.
Oh, the clinch is really working for Ditcheva. She gets the turn, and the knee finds its way to the face of Sumiko Namba, and an elbow from Dakota.
Inaba can't take a lot of those knees.
And here's the thing. Dakota has a massive advantage in this matchup. Yes, Claressa's boxing is world-class, elite, untouchable. But Dakota, she has kicks, she has knees, she has elbows, she has clinch work, she has wrestling, she has a full MMA arsenal that Claressa simply hasn't dealt with at this level. This isn't a boxing ring where Shields reign supreme. This is the cage, and Dakota Ditcheva is the queen here.
Against the fence with body shots.
Combination again, punching her way out of these clinches.
Inaba not able to match speed on the outside.
Crashing in again.
Oh, beautiful knee.
Oh, the clinch is really working for Ditcheva. She gets the turn, and the knee finds its way to the face of Sumiko Namba, and an elbow from Dakota.
Inaba can't take a lot of those knees.
So let's break this down. If this fight actually happens, what are we looking at? Claressa Shields, world-class boxing sharp, accurate punches, elite timing and counter-striking proven power and championship experience. Dakota Ditcheva, full MMA striking arsenal, kicks, knees, elbows, deadly clinch work, solid takedown defense, more fluid MMA movement and transitions. Here's the reality. If this fight stays in pure boxing range, Claressa has the advantage. Her hands are faster, sharper, and more precise than almost anyone Dakota has faced. But the second Dakota starts throwing kicks, landing knees in the clinch, or mixing in wrestling, it's over. Claressa doesn't have the experience to defend against that level of MMA offense. And let's not forget, Dakota's entire background is Muay Thai. She thrives in chaos. She loves the clinch. That's where she does her most damage. And that's exactly where Claressa is most vulnerable. My prediction? If this fight happens, Dakota wins by late TKO or dominant decision. She has more weapons, more experience in MMA, and more ways to hurt Shields than Shields has to hurt her.
Jab. Jab. 1, 2. Jab. Double. Jab. 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 Double. Double up.
But make no mistake, Claressa Shields is dangerous. She's proven she can compete in MMA. She's tough, she's durable, and she's got that championship mentality. This fight would be a war, and both women would leave everything in that cage. So there you have it. Dakota Ditcheva versus Claressa Shields. A fight that could redefine women's MMA. A fight that could crown a new superstar or cement an undefeated legacy.
Oh, Alexa caught her with that right hand. Oh! Huge connection by Grosso.
Oh, nice little body shot there from Kim. And a return leg kick, man. Getting after it here.
Oh, and leading the dance there.
Yeah,
Nice
sure.
connection.
Oh, nice right hand.
Right hook. 2 minutes, round 2.
Out of Ujo in her last fight, so no doubt it's a read.
And Grosso
starting to sit on these punches a bit. Yeah.
Now, granted, given to you, and the judges are now looking at that like, okay, not only are we at a different spot, but you are effectively scoring. Wow.
UFC champion Alexa Grasso has sent a massive message to rising star Dakota Ditcheva, and Dakota's brutal response is shaking up the entire combat sports community. Alexa Grasso, the former UFC flyweight champion, has spoken out about Dakota Ditcheva, and what happened next has everyone talking. Stay tuned, because Dakota's response was absolutely savage. So let's get right into it. Alexa Grasso recently sat down for an interview where Dakota Ditcheva's name came up, and what she said has sent shockwaves through the MMA world. Here's exactly what Alexa said, and I quote, "Well, I think she has one of the best bodies in MMA, and I really wanted to have one like that. I'm still working on that. But it's amazing, you know, because she's a veteran, and I saw her fights, and when I didn't fight in the big time, I was like, wow, those girls are amazing. And now to fight, I'm fighting with her. It's a pleasure, and it's really a blessing for me."
Well, I think she has one of the best bodies in the MMA, and I really wanted to have one like that. I'm still working on that, but it's amazing, you know, because she's a veteran, and I saw her fights, and I was when I didn't fight in a big time, I was like, whoa, those girls are amazing, and now I'm fighting with her. It's a pleasure, and it's really a blessing for me.
Now, on the surface, this sounds like respect, right? Alexa is giving Dakota her flowers, acknowledging her skills, and talking about how she admired fighters like her before making it to the big leagues. But here's the thing. When you're a former UFC champion talking about a fighter who hasn't stepped into the octagon yet, there's always an underlying message. Alexa is essentially saying, I've been there, I've seen it all, and while Dakota is impressive, I'm ready for whatever she brings. It's respect mixed with confidence. And in the fight game, that's how psychological warfare begins. But Dakota Ditcheva didn't let that slide. And when she responded, she came back with absolute fire. Listen to what Dakota said. "People see that when I win this season now and, you know, say I beat someone like Liz Carmouche and Talia Santos. As soon as I've beat them, I think what else can people expect other than greatness for the rest of the year? And you've got to be like that, you know, and it's about time that I actually believe in what I can do. You know, I think people say to me, oh, she's not fought this person, she's not fought that person. Well, or they say to me, you know, she's running through all these girls because they're not very good. But if you put these girls against other people, they have close fights. Whereas when you put them with me, I finish them early. So I make it look easy sometimes." Wow.
When I win this season now, and, you know, say I beat someone like Liz Carmouche and Talia Santos, as soon as I've beat them, I think, what else can people expect other than greatness for the rest of the year? Yeah. Right. Yeah, and you've got to be like that, you know, and it's about time that I actually believe in what I can do. You know, I think people say to me, you know, oh, she's not fought this person, she's not fought that person. Well, or they say to me, you know, she's running through all these girls because they're not very good. But if you put these girls against other people, they have close fights. Whereas when you put them with me, I finish them early. So I make it look easy sometimes.
Dakota just dropped a masterclass in confidence right there. She's basically saying, I don't care who you fought or what titles you've won. When I step in there, I finish people quickly and make it look easy. She's addressing the critics who say she hasn't faced elite competition yet, and her response is simple. The fighters she's beaten would give anyone else a tough fight, but against her they don't last. That's not just confidence, that's a declaration of dominance. And notice how she mentioned beating fighters like Liz Carmouche and Talia Santos, both of whom have fought at the highest level in the UFC. Dakota is making it clear that she's coming for the best, and she expects to run through them too. But the drama didn't stop there. Dakota took to Twitter to send another message, and the MMA community absolutely exploded. Without directly naming Alexa, Dakota posted something that left no doubt about who she was talking about. The subtext was clear. She's not impressed by past accomplishments, and when the time comes, she'll prove she's the best.
$124.
124 pounds, the official weight.
Now, this is the kind of rivalry that sells fights. You've got Alexa Grasso, a proven UFC champion who has battled the best in the world, including her historic victories over Valentina Shevchenko. And then you've got Dakota Ditcheva, the young lion who's tearing through everyone in her path with frightening ease. Alexa represents championship experience and technical mastery. Dakota represents the new generation, raw power, speed, and an unshakable belief that she's already the best. When these two worlds collide, whether in words or eventually in the cage, it's going to be explosive. Let's talk about what makes this potential matchup so fascinating. Dakota Ditcheva is a Muay Thai specialist with over 100 wins in kickboxing. She's tall, rangy, and uses her reach like a weapon. In the clinch, she's absolutely devastating with knees and elbows. She overwhelms opponents with aggression and finishes fights early. Her confidence isn't arrogance. It's backed up by a resume of brutal knockouts and submissions. Alexa Grasso, on the other hand, is a tactical genius. Her boxing is crisp, her footwork is textbook, and she has championship composure. She's been in wars with the best fighters on the planet and has proven she can adapt mid-fight. She doesn't rely on one big shot. She breaks opponents down systematically. If these two ever fight, you're looking at youth versus experience, power versus precision, and aggression versus composure. Dakota would try to impose her will early, using her size and speed to overwhelm Alexa. But Alexa would look to weather the storm, slow the pace, and drag Dakota into deep waters where championship experience matters most. It's a classic striker versus striker matchup, but with completely different approaches. And that's what makes it so compelling. So where does this go from here? Dakota is currently dominating in the PFL, building her resume and making a case that she's ready for the biggest stages in MMA. Alexa is in the UFC, still competing at the highest level and looking to reclaim her championship status. For this fight to happen, one of two things needs to occur. Either Dakota needs to make the jump to the UFC, or we need to see some kind of cross-promotion super fight, which is rare, but not impossible in today's MMA landscape.
Plum and a right hand. Oh, another one! Big one! Dakota Ditcheva, right hand and a hammer fist! Another knockout for Dakota Ditcheva!
But one thing is certain, the fans want this fight. The back and forth has generated massive buzz, and both fighters have shown they're not backing down from anyone. Whether it happens in 6 months or 2 years, this is a fight that will happen eventually, and when it does, it's going to be must-see TV. So there you have the verbal war between Dakota Ditcheva and Alexa Grasso has officially begun. Alexa sent her message with respect but confidence. Dakota responded with pure fire, making it clear she believes she's on another level. What do you think? Who wins if these two ever meet in the cage? Is Dakota's youth and power too much, or does Alexa's experience give her the edge? Drop your predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the latest MMA news and fight breakdowns. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep training, stay dangerous, and we'll catch you soon.
Best up and coming MMA fighters in the country as well.
Brilliant knee. That's where that Thai background comes in.
Yeah, straight through the middle.
These two are two of that, like you say, the high prospects in the United Kingdom at the moment.
Both of them are very good prospects. Another big knee straight down the centre there.
Levi can't be taking many more of these.
Yeah, Levi needs to get this to the ground, as we said from the start here. He does need to get this to the ground. We've got a very good Thai boxer in front. Come here! Head screw! Head screw! Head screw in! Come here! Let's jab and turn! Jab and turn! Go! Come here!
Levi Steadman sends a massive bombshell message to Dakota Ditcheva that shocked the MMA world. Before their highly anticipated clash on May 25th, 2019, Steadman made it crystal clear she wasn't intimidated by Dakota's undefeated record. Levi Steadman boldly declared, 4-0. And I was like, no, I want to take that one away. That was my goal today. I said it to my mom before I left. I was like, I don't care how I win. I said I'm just going to win. I said I don't care if it's a slugfest or a wrestling match or whatever.
4-0, and I was like, no, I want to take that one away. That was my goal today. I'd said it to my mum before I left. I was like, I don't care how I win. I said, I'm just going to win. I said, I don't care like if it's a slugfest or a wrestling match or whatever. I don't.
This wasn't just pre-fight talk. This was a direct challenge to one of the UK's hottest prospects. But what Steadman didn't know was that Dakota Ditcheva had her own response waiting. After Levi's bold claims, Dakota Ditcheva fired back with a response that showed exactly why she was the favorite going into this fight. With ice-cold composure, Dakota stated, I don't really care about fighting and things like that. I'm going to go back to learning the groundwork for MMA, get my groundwork up to scratch, and carry that on as well. But if an opportunity comes for Thai boxing in K1, then I'm open to that as well.
And things like that, I'm going to go back to learning the groundwork for MMA, get my groundwork up to scratch and carry that on as well. But if opportunity comes for Thai boxing in K1, then I'm open to that as well.
Notice what Dakota did here. While Levi was making emotional declarations about needing to win, Dakota was already thinking 3 steps ahead. She wasn't just focused on this one fight, she was building a complete game, expanding her skill set, and keeping her options open. This is the difference between desperation and dominance. Levi needed this win. Dakota was simply adding another victory to her resume. But Dakota didn't stop there. She took to Twitter to send an even more direct message to Levi Steadman, letting the world know that talk is cheap and the cage doesn't lie. The contrast between these two fighters couldn't have been more obvious going into fight night. On one side, you had Levi Steadman, an aggressive, confident all-rounder from SPG Manchester who was convinced she could hand Dakota her first loss.
As hard as she can, straight down the middle.
Levi eating these knees.
Levi finding it really hard. That crossface is stopping any kind of takedown at the minute.
That is just that Thai boxing experience just coming to play there.
Yeah, she doesn't want to start exchanging knees here though. She wants to try and catch one of them knees as they come in. I know it's easier said than done, but that's what she needs to be looking at.
Especially with the speed and the amount of power that Dakota's throwing these knees with.
On the other side stood Dakota Ditcheva, the 4-0 Thai boxing specialist with devastating knees and surgical precision. She didn't need to talk. Her record spoke for itself. Commentators recognized what was at stake. As one analyst put it, this will potentially be the fight of the night. You know, we got one of the best female Thai boxers in the country. We got one of the best up-and-coming MMA fighters in the country.
Tonight, that this will be potentially the fight of the night. You know, we've got one of the best female Thai boxers in the country. And we've got one of the best up-and-coming MMA fighters.
Both women were considered top prospects in the United Kingdom, but only one could prove their claim as the superior fighter. The stage was set. The words had been exchanged. Now it was time for action. When that opening bell rang, Dakota Ditcheva wasted absolutely zero time making her statement. She stepped forward with calm, surgical focus, while Levi carried that same confidence she'd shown all week.
Devastating knee from Dakota, and now she's eating away at the legs. Very smart move from Dakota.
Yeah, this is
And
exactly
again.
right. Oh,
Big head shot. And Levi breaks that. She doesn't look phased from that, which is very surprising.
Now, Levi's a very, very tough young girl.
Yeah.
This is the thing where she needs to look at that takedown, though. There we go. On the inside, Dakota's got that crossface once again.
But confidence means nothing when you're eating knees to the body. Dakota immediately took control of the center of the cage, using her reach, speed, and timing to establish dominance. She attacked with fast combinations, but it was those brutal knees that told the story of round one. Every single time Levi tried to close the distance, Dakota punished her with clean, powerful knees that landed like freight trains. As one commentator noted, Levi can't be taking many more of these. She needs to get this to the ground.
Why, Jamie, this has got fight of the night written all over it.
Yeah, we both said at the start of the night that
The game plan for Levi was obvious. Get Dakota down, neutralize the striking, and impose her wrestling. But easier said than done when you're getting lit up on the feet. Dakota was doing exactly what she was made to do. Throw devastating knees with bad intentions straight down the middle. Levi felt them. The crowd felt them. And suddenly, all that pre-fight talk seemed like a distant memory. To Levi Steadman's credit, she showed real heart coming into round two. Instead of wilting after a tough opening round, she demonstrated the toughness she was known for. Levi tightened her guard, moved her head better, and started firing back with her own shots. She pushed the pace, forcing Dakota to adjust. This round became more competitive, with Levi finding a rhythm and proving she wasn't going to fold easily. She landed solid counters and tried to disrupt Dakota's timing with pressure. She pushed the pace, forcing Dakota to adjust. This round became more competitive, with Levi finding a rhythm and proving she wasn't going to fold easily. She landed solid counters and tried to disrupt Dakota's timing with pressure.
With the size of her legs, of how long they are, all she needs to do is break and she can head kick straight away.
Using that quarter
Nice.
against the cage, but Levi on the back now. Good takedown there from Dakota.
Levi looking to get Dakota back into her guard, tie things up a little bit and to slow the pace back down.
Yeah, this is actually probably a better position for Levi Steedman now.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about elite fighters. They don't panic. Dakota remained composed. She didn't rush. She stayed smart, choosing her shots carefully and avoiding unnecessary risks. Even when Levi had her best moments, Dakota remained dangerous throughout. As the commentary team observed, obviously Levi got that big slam and got a lot of control for that round, but obviously Dakota still...
Obviously, Levi got that big slam and got a lot of top control for that round, but obviously...
Then came round three, the deciding frame. Dakota knew this was her moment to finish strong, and she returned to what worked best: clean striking, accurate knees, and intelligent footwork. Every time Levi tried to close the distance, Dakota made her pay with counters and well-timed attacks. The exchanges were intense, but Dakota's discipline and skill separated her from her opponent.
Using that high guard there. I thought she made it to a rubber guard.
Went to the last 10 seconds of this round. Dakota's got a big crowd with her tonight. Obviously one of the Aspire fighters tonight. Got a hometown advantage.
By the end of the round, there was no question who the superior fighter was. When the judges delivered their scorecards, the result was clear and undeniable. All three judges scored it for Dakota Ditcheva, a unanimous decision victory after 3 hard-fought rounds. The commentary team broke it down. I think that first round was definitely Dakota's, second definitely Levi. But that third, I think it's got to edge towards Dakota for that round.
I think that first round was definitely Dakota's, second definitely Levi, and that third I think it's got to edge towards Dakota for that round. But we shall see. Official MC, Mr. Lee Nicholson has our decision.
But the numbers told the real story. Unanimous across the board, 30-27, 30-27, 30-27. No controversy, no debate. Dakota's hand was raised in victory, and the crowd erupted for their hometown fighter. But this fight meant more than just another win on her record. This was a lesson for anyone thinking about underestimating Dakota Ditcheva. Levi Steadman came into this fight with confidence, even mocking Dakota before the opening bell. But by the end of 3 rounds, Dakota proved exactly why that confidence was misplaced.
Dakota a superstar. What is up, sweetheart? Do the next big thing, baby. Look out your board. Great to see you, sweetheart. Strong woman, good girl. Looking awesome. Great to see you. Great to finally meet you. Love it, love it. What's the crack? What are we up there? Oh, yeah, now I'm walking myself there. Look, as superstar right there, 100%. Love it, bro. Don't hold the great to see you, sweetheart. Cheers. Hello, man. How are you doing? Nice to meet you, man.
One of the best young talents in all of MMA. This girl's a demon. They say she's the next Ronda Rousey. Check it out.
She's hurt to the body, that's it. Rex Mitchell waking up. That's a TKO victory. And that does it. Dakota Ditcheva silences the doubting.
Let's go. Give it up. Please welcome the undefeated PFL Women's Flyweight 13-0 dangerous Dakota Ditcheva. Hello, 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 hello. So she won the PFL European title last year, and in just a few weeks ago qualified to fight for the PFL global title and $1 million in November. If and when you win the $1 million, do you have something that you want to buy?
Not really, no. I just want the belt, if I'm honest, Jake.
Let's go. I respect that. Now, some people compare you to Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm. Who would win, Prime Ronda or Prime Dakota?
Prime Dakota.
Let's go, you heard it.
100%.
Undefeated British sensation Dakota Ditcheva and the legendary Conor McGregor have just dropped a massive bombshell message aimed directly at UFC icon Ronda Rousey. With a perfect 15-0 record and a fresh $1 million PFL championship under her belt, Ditcheva isn't holding back anymore. She's claiming that Prime Dakota would absolutely dominate Prime Ronda, and now she's got one of the biggest names in combat sports backing her up. Conor McGregor himself has labeled her the next big thing and called her a superstar to her face. But is Dakota Ditcheva really ready to fill the shoes of Ronda Rousey? Or is this all just hype? Stick around because what we're about to reveal will blow your mind. Let's talk about who Dakota Ditcheva actually is and why everyone's suddenly comparing her to the legendary Ronda Rousey. Dakota Ditcheva is a 26-year-old fighter from Manchester, England, who has taken the MMA world by absolute storm. With a flawless 15-0 professional record, she's not just winning fights, she's destroying her competition in devastating fashion. In November, she delivered what many are calling her career-defining performance, stopping former UFC title challenger Taila Santos in the second round to claim the PFL Women's Flyweight World title. And along with that championship belt came a cool $1 million prize, making her the first British woman to ever win an MMA world title. But here's what makes Dakota truly special. She's not just a one-dimensional fighter. With a Muay Thai background, she's evolved into a complete mixed martial artist who can finish fights standing or on the ground. Her striking is explosive, her takedown defense is rock solid, and she's got the killer instinct that separates good fighters from great ones. With 15 straight wins and 0 losses, Dakota isn't just building a resume. She's building a legacy that could rival the greatest female fighters of all time. But becoming a star doesn't come without pressure. And Dakota recently opened up about just how much weight she's been carrying on her shoulders.